What's up, my comic comrades? Last summer, Marvel and Chip Zdarsky kicked off a new Daredevil run, and it has been unbelievably good thus far. Zdarsky has been on Daredevil since 2019, and his work with the character has produced some of the best stories and additions to Daredevil's mythos in a very long while, especially under this current solo title. Right now, the series is 6 issues in, but today we're going to break down the first 5 issues, and then we'll post another video next month to break down issues 6 and 7. It's also worth noting that Chip Zdarsky has also been doing the Lord's work on the Batman title for DC. His initial failsafe story arc was freaking awesome and has generated a ton of fun Batman discussion among fans, which is the result of quality storytelling. We actually posted an overview episode of the full 6-issue failsafe story arc last month, and you can watch that right here. Anyway, as I said, Daredevil has seen a lot of changes, really since the epic Devil's Reign event, which we also covered here on the channel, and you can find that right here as well. This current series that we're about to dive into picks up where that event left off, so it'd be good to get caught up on Devil's Reign as well for full context of the story. With that said, let's dive into this brand new Daredevil series with issues 1 through 5. Issue 1 starts off with a mysterious man talking to himself saying that it's been too long living in the shadows, that he's never minded it, but something's changed. Things aren't as obvious now, as we see him drop a marble that sets off a chain of events leading to a bicyclist getting hit by a car and a little kid almost getting hit by a car. The comic then jumps to some point in the future where we see Daredevil with a quarantine beard being interrogated by someone off panel. This person is grilling Daredevil on his motives, and something that's clearly going to come back around by the end of the story. We are then taken to the shipping docks where we see Matt Murdock talking to Butch Ferris, the Kingpin's son, aka the new Kingpin of New York. However, Matt is pretending to be his recently deceased twin brother Mike, who is close to Butch. Mike died in Devil's Reign, but everyone thought it was actually Matt Murdock who died, but clearly that's not the case. Anyway, since Mike and Butch were close, Matt's pretending to be him to see what Butch's plans are for the city as he's the new Kingpin. Butch tells who he thinks is Mike, "I'm going to be better. No more killing. I don't want to be him," referring to his father. "I want to run the city with fairness, with compassion." Mike then says, "You better." Butch then replies, "Look, you're my partner here, and I know you're grieving, but maybe take it down." Matt then gets in his face saying, "Let me make it clear for you. If you hurt people, if you commit violence and terrorize others, I'll come to stop you," ultimately pulling out his billy clubs. Matt then makes quick work of Butch and his men with the help of none other than Spider-Man. That's right, Spider-Man shows up to help the devil of Hell's Kitchen. Butch says, "It's you, isn't it?" And as Matt puts on his mask and walks away with Spider-Man, he says, "It is. And if you act like your father in any way, I will destroy you." Matt and Spidey then go to a rooftop nearby. Spider-Man says, "Way to go on your Matt Murdock disguise," even if it is a little gross impersonating the recently departed. As again, everyone in the Marvel Universe thinks Matt Murdock is dead. Daredevil says to himself, he doesn't know. The Purple Children made sure of that, erasing the knowledge of my secret identity from the world. I always hated keeping the secret from Spider-Man, one of the only people I trust with my life. But now that I'm dead, what does it matter? I am free. As he tells Spider-Man, it wasn't a disguise. He's Matt Murdock. And my brother Mike was killed by Fisk, at which point it undoes what the Purple Children did, causing Spider-Man's memories to flood back to him, with him grabbing and hugging Matt. The two then go out and tag team crime in New York, with Daredevil telling himself, "I'm leaving New York. I've done it before, but this time feels different. I don't think I'm coming back." After fighting crime all night, Spider-Man and Daredevil eventually head separate ways, with Daredevil saying, "Damn it, I lost track of time. Kristen's leaving today. I have to catch her." On his way to see Kristen, he captures an old man who just shot someone near a coffee shop. He finally makes his way to the train station, but just misses Kristen to his dismay. While at the train station, he sees Robert Goldman, aka Goldie. Matt and Foggy went to law school with him, and he actually prosecuted Matt for murder. After a bit of an awkward conversation, Daredevil is wondering what he's doing here. Goldie tells Daredevil, "I know this is horrible for you, but I've waited years for this. To tell you, since the Columbia days, things have changed. I know I have to be more direct now. I'm your guardian angel, Matt." As we see the train Kristen was on blows up a little ways down the track, with Goldie staring at it saying, "But I'm not hers." The rest of the issue follows Elektra as she's traveled halfway across the world to meet with Stick, the person who trained both her and Daredevil. We learn she's having him help find and create a base of operations for the Fist, which Matt and Elektra will lead. Through conversations with Elektra, Stick finds out that Matt and Elektra are together, with him starting a fight with her saying, "You know one of you is doomed, right?" The book is pretty damn clear on that. Essentially, Stick is being Stick, getting on the nerves of Elektra and Daredevil. Eventually, she wins the fight with him saying, "It's been a long time since you beat me in a fight. Maybe that stupid Daredevil thing is good for you." She then takes off her mask saying, "I'm not Daredevil, I'm Elektra, and if you disobey me again, I will throw you into the sea. Now get your ass up, old man, we have a world to save." And with that, the issue comes to an end. Issue 2 starts off with Daredevil mourning the loss of Kristen, a woman he loves even though he's currently with Elektra. Daredevil asks Goldie, "What did you do?" He replies, "Matt, I did so much. Little things that led to big things, that led to the city's savior, Daredevil," as he jumps off the train platform to the street below. But at this point, another train collides with a crash train, causing it to derail and almost crush Daredevil as he jumped to the street level below to follow Goldie. Long story short, in trying to save people from the train wreckage, Daredevil becomes trapped himself as the train explodes. Goldie, Daredevil's apparent guardian angel, then walks over to him saying, "I don't know how this power works, but I just know what to do for the greater good." Daredevil, pinned under the wreckage, says, "Goldie, you killed people." He responds, "I did. I have, but all I did was bump into a man a week ago and point him to the library, where it turns out he used their computers to look up how to build a bomb, and then he detonated it while sitting on his hated commuter train, and now your friend is dead. And her death will create a ripple, one that will reforge you into an even greater hero, and you'll save countless others. A handful of deaths did that, Matt. Such a small price. You're a hero, but you were always a hero. As we get flashbacks from Matt's college days. Goldie says, my purpose laid before me. I was a hidden disciple. So the book of Matthew Murdoch. Matt says, Goldie, whatever's going on, whatever's happening to you, I can help. Please. Goldie tells him, you're amazing. After everything I've done to you, you still have a redeemer's heart. You proved me right time and time again, Matt. Matt says he doesn't understand, with Goldie telling him, they say you learn more from your mistakes than your successes. The strongest steel is forged by the hottest fire. That's what I've done. After Goldie leaves, Daredevil is freed by civilians and goes after Goldie. The two then start fighting for the next several pages, and during the fight, we learn that Goldie, Matt's apparent guardian angel, has been setting things in motion throughout Matt's life, causing things to happen, letting things happen like tragedy, death, loss, all to make Matt a better hero. We even get flashbacks from old Daredevil stories, but in the end, Goldie is able to escape Daredevil as the heavy rain weakens Daredevil's radar sense. We also learned that Kristen didn't die on the train because she actually missed her train. Matt, extremely happy, grabs her and holds her, saying, Kristen, I love you. I needed you to know that. I need to tell you. She says, I know I'm the one who kissed you, and this all feels a little intense, but let's take things slow, okay? As Matt says to himself, she doesn't remember. I'm Matt Murdock, that we were in love, all of which is explained in the Devil's Reign event, which we covered. He then says, I came to tell her who I am, but maybe this is all we get, a kiss goodbye. A moment before the next train out, before I move on to the fist, to the rituals, a moment before I marry Elektra. The comic then ends with Goldie going into a police station, turning himself in for the train bombings. A cop then says, hands up, buddy, as Goldie says, I'm going to need a special prison. That's where I need to be, for him, as he lights up with gold energy. And with that, issue 2 comes to a close, but before we break down issue 3, you ever wonder how many superheroes really wear a full cowl to hide a bald spot or a receding hairline? I mean, it can get a little uncomfortable losing your hair, and if you can relate, here's the thing, you're definitely not alone because 2 out of 3 guys experience some form of hair loss by the time they reach 35. That's where today's sponsor, Keeps, comes in. Keeps has helped hundreds of thousands of guys maintain their luscious locks by offering clinically proven and personalized treatment plans at an affordable price. You start by talking to one of their licensed physicians without having to visit a medical professional's office, and they will help you choose the products and treatments that will work best for you. Then to make it even easier, you'll skip the lines at the pharmacy with your treatment being delivered right to your front door every 3 months. The sooner you get started with Keeps, the sooner you'll start to see the results. So don't put it off any longer. Keeps will also have your back throughout the process with 24/7 access to their network of expert medical advisors, prescribers, and care specialists who will answer whatever questions you might have along the way. Because hair loss stops with Keeps. Just head over to keeps.com/variant comics and get on the road to Hairtown by setting a time to talk with one of Keeps' licensed medical professionals online. And when you sign up with our link, you'll get 50% off your first order. Again, that is keeps.com/variant comics, or use our link in the description to get started with Keeps. Okay, issue 3 of Daredevil starts off with Daredevil having coffee in a diner with Cole, a homicide detective he's trying to recruit into the Fist. We see Daredevil explaining to Cole who the Hands are, with Cole saying, an army of undead ninjas? Devil says it's more than that, the Hand is millennia old, bringing about the destruction of humankind to feed its master in hell. I'm heading down a hard road and I need help, Cole. Cole says again, I'm a cop. You have what? That new Daredevil? And she's building an army? I'm not going to leave New York to arrest a zombie ninja with you. I'm not a vigilante. I know there are days when I wish I could be, but I'm just not. I may be delusional with the law, but I need it. I need those guideposts. Devil replies, I'm building something that's going to make a better guidepost, something that is going to do whatever they're supposed to and guide people into better lives instead of repeating the same cycle again. But I need you with me. This is above being a vigilante. Daredevil ultimately says, just think about it. That's all I'm asking. As he says to himself, heartbeats give away so much. I can sense when people are lying, but also when they're excited by a new idea. I know when someone is going to say yes. Cole is in, as he walks out of the diner and into the rain. Daredevil then goes to meet with the new mayor of New York, Luke Cage. He's also there to try to recruit him to join the Fist. But Luke says, no, I'm the mayor now. I need to stay here and help the city. He then tells Daredevil he has a meeting with the Stromwinds. Daredevil says, Luke, those two, they're monsters. Luke replies, I'm mayor now, Matt. Sometimes grown-ups have to deal with monsters. You should know. After all, aren't you doing this with the world's deadliest assassin? Luke then gets into a car, and on the way to his meeting, Daredevil is secretly following on the top of his car. Once Luke arrives to his meeting with the Stromwind twins, Luke presents the paperwork they need to fill out if they're going to increase congestion in those neighborhoods. They say, we don't care. Honestly, we'll just go ahead and do what we want. We just wanted to bring you here to show you what we own. Everything. All of it. Or damn near close. As they show Earth in a room that looks like the volume. Luke says, if you've come here to threaten me or my family, to strong arm me into doing things your way, you're messing with the wrong guy. I'm not Fisk. I'm actual power, and I have friends with magic hammers. You'll find my proposal on what's left of your table. Talk soon," as he just previously shattered their table because he is Power Man after all. This clearly pisses them off, with the brother yelling, "You'll never get to us, do you hear me? We'll destroy you, and you'll never lay a finger on us. No one will. Ever again." At this point, the Stromwind's security catch Daredevil sneaking around the facility, which he obviously makes quick work of. Then on a nearby rooftop, he's greeted by a woman who trained Elektra, Akka of the Hand. We learn through her that the Stromwinds have given her and the Hand access to the world with all their resources. They then start fighting, which leads into an abandoned apartment with her telling Daredevil, "I came to tell you that you have your prophecies and I have mine. Ours show you as the Beast of the Fist, while we found our Fist of the Beast," as she paralyzes him with some sort of dart in the neck. As he lays there on the ground helpless, she says, "Are you curious? Are you dying to know who leads the Hand? A man of purpose, much like yourself. Frank Castle leads the Hand. The Punisher punishes the world." Devil then says, "You can't. He's a madman. Why? Why tell me all of this? Why not kill me?" She leaves saying, "The prophecy needs you to know. Everything will come to pass. We're just playing our parts." This ends as it's supposed to. The fist fits into the hand, and to get there, you'll need to suffer unbelievable loss as she leaves. Once the dart wears off, Daredevil goes to Foggy's house saying, "Foggy, pack your bags. We're going on a trip, and you're not leaving my side. I'm going to save everyone," ending the issue. So now let's jump to issue 4. Issue 4 opens up with Daredevil taking Cole and Foggy via helicopter to the new headquarters of the Fist. Daredevil sees Stick there and says, "Damn it, Elektra, we're past needing this spiteful old man." Stick replies, "Sure, kid. You did really great on your own, yeah? Rotting in a prison cell like the rest of the criminals." Elektra says Stick is the one who found the text on the fist, so he's gonna see this through with us. Later that night, Matt tells Elektra and Stick that he met the Hand's shadow leader. He met Akka. Stick asks, "How did that go?" He replies, "The Hand has partners now. The Stromwinds. They're making moves towards something global. You were right, Elektra. All the prophecies are right. They have a new Fist of the Beast, and it's Frank Castle, the Punisher." Stick says, "This is the thing, kid. She's got her prophecies, but we've got ours. The Fist and all its powers stem from dual beasts, the King and Queen. That is why you two exist. Why you were put on this earth. To push back hell. You'll be the King and Queen of the Fist if you survive the ceremony." We then get a page or two of Foggy and Cole settling in before we're taken back to Daredevil in his brand new costume, which looks incredible. He and Elektra then head to the ceremony to become the King and Queen of the Fist. Once they arrive at a cave, Elektra says, "Stick said this is where the souls of the Hand's dead reside. To resurrect the Fist, we need to defeat them. It's been a long time since the Fist existed, so there will be a lot." Daredevil grabs her hand and says, "It's okay, we've got this." This leads to an epic fight with Daredevil and Elektra fighting the souls of the Hand's dead. One that ultimately they win, with Stick saying, "I declare you King and Queen of the reformed beast, husband and wife. Congratulations," as they hold hands looking at each other, and with that, we jump to issue 5. Issue 5 starts off with Daredevil in a therapy session talking to Doc Samson, who is now Sasquatch. Essentially what happened is when Samson was unable to return to his own body through the green door, he instead inhabited the body of Sasquatch. Samson says to Daredevil, "I know you think your plan is God's plan, but history is full of people who thought they were carrying out God's plan. All I'm asking is that you try to see this through the lens that isn't one of divine intervention." The devil says, "I understand, I really do, but this is a solid plan with or without my faith. You and me, we're going to save the world." After this, we learn that after the ceremony with Daredevil and Elektra, every member of the Fist has gained superhuman abilities, even Foggy. It also enhanced Daredevil's abilities, but more on that later. Daredevil then meets up with Elektra and Stick says, "The Book of the Fist is showing us what we need. The book is alive," at which point Elektra reads it saying that the Hand has uncovered something called the Lunate Talisman. It affects their resurrection abilities, managing the souls of the dead to hell, but reanimating their bodies under complete control of the Hand, with full use of their memories. But the worst part, they've been using it already, to replace the leaders of the physical world to bring it about, and the rise of the beast. Matt says Frank Castle is a madman, but even he wouldn't want to take down everything. Stick says Castle wouldn't, but Akka would. She's a broken person, a shadow leader of the Hand, only solidifying her place in the next world. Castle either doesn't know about this or doesn't care. After this, Daredevil and Elektra and the Fist head to a supervillain prison in the ocean. Once infiltrated, Daredevil takes down the guards and says to himself, "Something's happened to me. The Fist magic. I can sense deeper, farther, joy and sadness, anger and love. My heart can't take it. This will kill me. But that's okay." That's right, the Fist magic is allowing Daredevil to sense emotions, not just sounds. Crazy. At this point, we see Daredevil has invaded the prison with the Fist to recruit the inmates to become part of the Fist, saying to them, "You don't belong here, but you're unwell. So you can't go home just yet. You need help. You may not know it, but you do. That's why we're here, to give you the choice. You're at sea. There's no direction you can go that doesn't end in death. But if you go with us, we'll help you to get better, to fight for something bigger than what you've been chasing. Follow us. We'll show you a different way." Daredevil is basically offering them to join the Fist as a way to rehabilitate these criminals. But wouldn't you know it, US agents agent is there, and when he catches wind of this, he's not about to let Daredevil just walk out with the inmates. So they get into a fight which Daredevil easily wins. Not only does Daredevil beat the ever-loving crap out of the US agent, he takes the man's shield and literally puts it on his back and leaves with it. As he's walking out, we see Goldie in prison there and asks Daredevil, "How have you been? Are you here to free me so I could help you get where you need to be?" But Daredevil just stares at him. As we see Iron Man and Captain America are watching security footage of Daredevil and the Fist breaking out the inmates, with Captain America saying to Tony, "Alert the other Avengers. We're bringing Daredevil in." And with that, issue 5 ends. What can I say besides this run has been great? It's bringing in a whole new era for Daredevil. He's now married, leader of the Fist, has a new costume, and even has new abilities, being able to sense emotions. Writer Chip Zdarsky is killing it right now on this series and the Batman title. In any case, what did you guys think of this series thus far? Let us know down in the comments. And that's going to bring today's episode to a close, but if you dug this video, be sure to check out this one right here. And if you like all of our content, like, subscribe, and comment. It helps us out. But other than that, I'll see you next time when I talk about all things comics.